Frank, you showed me the new wonder, the new miracle of technology, of design of BMW. We sat together in the BMW 7i.
Yeah.
It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, we were riding together the brand new i7, and we were collecting experiences.
That's true.
Together. And I think we had a lot of fun. And
Yes.
what you see is the automotive industry is moving very quickly here into a new space.
Let's see, look into it. Okay, let's see it. Hi Frank.
Hallo Steffi.
Schön, dich zu sehen.
Ja, ich freue mich sehr auf unsere gemeinsame Fahrt in der besonderen Umgebung. Und ich glaube, es gibt viel, über das wir reden können.
Hey, nein, das wollen wir nicht. Hey, stop it. This is shameless promotion. No, not at all. We don't want this. What do we want?
Yeah, I think everybody in the room knows how a typical BMW film would look like, and we would show a car, and I think this is not about the real reality. And I think we should look behind the scenes, what actually happened.
Don't laugh.
Etappe 1.
Jetzt wollen wir es mal ein bisschen sportlicher machen und das Auto beginnt sich jetzt.
Wow.
Und ja, natürlich steht der Mensch im Mittelpunkt.
Ja, aber die Kamera ist umgefallen.
Dabei war das ein guter Teil.
Ja.
Ja, ihr besprecht kurz. Das ist dieser kleine silberne Knopf, siehst du den? Ja. Ich kann das auch von hier machen.
Ist richtig toll. Stimmt. Reality. Du musst viel Geduld haben mit mir. Nochmal.
Nochmal, das ist... Nee, das ist...
Wird das schon aufgenommen?
Ja.
Oder?
Ja.
Ja, super. Okay.
Aber es ist ja nicht live.
Das machen wir beim nächsten Mal.
Gut.
Das ist das Modes, also das heißt persönliche Bedürfnisse.
Beim Fahren. Ist auch schon, wie du lässig das Auto fährst.
Naja,
Ja, das ist auch voraussetzend. Meine lieben Freunde, ich bin überhaupt kein Autotyp. I'm not a car person. But this was really cool. It was really an amazing experience sitting in this car. What makes this car so special?
What makes cars special, first of all, is people sometimes think with cars about old economy and say this will disappear and mobility just becomes a commodity. But this will, from my perspective, never be the case, because mobility, as you pointed out in the beginning, is a deep, deep need. It is something that satisfies you. Now, what's happening, and which is true, technology is not competing against vehicles. Technology is enhancing that experience. And I think what makes the car fascinating for an engineer, but hopefully also for you as a consumer, is the real physical world is meeting the digital world. And when you see how the two sides are enhancing each other, I think new fascinating products are coming out of this. And the car that we just drove is a perfect example how the two things work together.
Frank, tell me, we heard this morning or this afternoon about many things about climate change. And if I sat in this amazing car, it was like, like in a sofa, sitting, driving, What does it has? How do you develop and design this car accordingly to the needs of climate change, of how we cope with climate change?
Yeah, what is for us absolutely clear, there is no future mobility without sustainability. And so sustainability is not just something that comes on top. Your whole product, from the start to the end, to the recycling process, where your energy comes from, how you produce your vehicle, what you do with your suppliers, has to be one integral system that is truly sustainable. When we talk about reality, I think the only thing that counts with sustainability if it's really sustainable from raw materials and energy and all perspectives. Now, when you look at the 7 Series, one might say, oh, this is a fairly large vehicle. It's a fairly large vehicle. And this, for us, is raising the bar of what we have to achieve with regard to sustainability. And I'll give you 2 examples just to illustrate this. Certainly, the battery cells in this vehicle, and this is a 100 kilowatt-hour battery, high voltage battery. So it has a lot of raw material in it. And certainly the cells that are used in this battery come purely with green electricity. And we are working with all the suppliers to those standards and make sure that the product has everything you need, because and sustainability is not just about numbers. Sustainability is, we have new seats in the vehicle that has some cashmere in it, and at the end, the entire product experience has to tell you also the sustainability experience.
It's a sustainable experience, true. How many kilometers can I go with one battery with this car?
I think when you took a regular daily drive, it's about 500, maybe 600 kilometers you can take on a single charge. And then you have to charge it for 15 minutes, and then you are good for another round.
But this car is not only climate relevant, it's also very design relevant. If you sit in the car, you feel like sitting in a concert hall. Why is it so? What did you do with this experience?
Yeah. Now you can say what creates an outstanding vehicle experience. When you look back what BMW's roots are, it's the ultimate driving machine. It is Freude am Fahren. It's the fun to drive piece. Now this has evolved over the last 10 years enormously. Today you want to have a compelling vehicle that is driving better and the driving dynamics are better. But what comes on top of this, and you had a chance to see that, is we have installed in this vehicle the largest in-vehicle screen that was ever built.
Can you say it again?
Yeah, it is the largest screen that you have. It's 31-inch screen that sits in the
It's like this. Yeah. It's like this, a screen in the car, in the back row, and it comes down from the sky, from the roof, and all of a sudden you sit in a concert hall, you sit in a new film, you sit in an art environment. Yeah. Hedwig, Solis, where are you? Yeah. And the great art images, and it's immersive at its best.
Yeah, it's immersive, and normally I don't like the word immersive because people use immersive for all kinds of events. But in this particular case, something unique is happening because you have little we call them door pods where you can operate all the systems in the vehicle in the door. And there is one mode. I heard that you were laughing when I was explaining the modes in the vehicle. And there's one mode that is called theater mode. And when you push the theater mode button, what's going to happen is all the rollos go up, the light goes down, the screen comes out of the roof and is coming down, and then you get an initial sequence, and there's a Bowers & Wilkins sound system, a 4D sound system in the vehicle. And the wonderful thing is, because you are in the car, you can, for every seat, optimize that sound experience. And then what you get streaming access to true 8K resolution streaming capabilities. You normally don't have this in a vehicle. And this is then, you can change the format and everything. You can access from YouTube to Netflix. You have access to all your programs. And I think what is part of the experience, when you have started a film at home and you get into your vehicle, it is certainly continuing that film exactly where you stopped it at home. So I think I can only recommend to get it.
Yeah, it's really a completely new experience sitting in this car. But let's assume this car is not for everyone. So it's a role model. Frank, how do you break the learnings from this car, the wonderful features, into an average car, or into a car from average people? How do you design the learning experience from this wonderful magic technology-driven supercar into, let's say, a car for me?
Yeah, the car for me. I think it's a car for you. It fits you very well. But this is the seventh.
You don't know me.
Yeah, this is the 7th generation of a 7 Series. Now, maybe you are not so familiar. The 7 Series is our top product that we are doing. And what does it mean for us? Every capability that we have within the organization comes together in this product. And why do we do this? Exactly for the purpose you just mentioned. We started with an exceptional vehicle, and then you see what things are working and what we have to bring into other vehicles, and then they trickle down into other vehicles. This is what we do since decades almost, and this will happen again with the technology you saw on the 7 Series, and this will be then in your car.
Maybe it's kitschy. I didn't only saw it, I felt it. You're sitting in this car is a different experience. It's amazing. So, as you know, Frank, this DLD stands for Digital Life Design. Can you give me a little insight or a little sense for what are the features of, what is the key of the design of your car?
Yeah, what you explained is already the key. And when we guide the organization into human-centric and tech magic, this is already telling you the story. The 7 Series has very few buttons. It has a very simple surface, but it combines materials that are unique. It has crystal.
Swarovski.
Yeah, it has
things. Yeah. Wow.
So with wood combined with then cashmere and other things. So this creates an environment. And then you have digital pieces that add onto this. For example, we have artwork in the car. So this means that a unique art that is only available in this car, you can have in addition to the physical pieces. And at the end, what is guiding design is, do you create something where you get into the car and say, it feels differently. I can feel what this car means to me. And you might say this is a trivial thing. I think this is the key thing. Design, technical features, now digital enhancements, and everything have to work together in harmony, and then you say, this is a perfect experience. And by the way, it takes us 4 to 5 years to create that perfect experience.
4 to 5 years. And it's a Wunderwerk of German engineering art. 10 years ahead, and we break it down to all of us. This is a promise. You heard it.
With you.
Yeah.
What will still not be for free. Okay. Yeah.
So, Frank, we're talking about a car. How do you, as an engineer, as a car-driven person, how do you imagine the future of cities?
Yeah, the future of cities is need mobility. And what we always say is, this is not us against other forms of transportation. The future of mobility is, you use a car when the car is the perfect vehicle for you. And then you get into the last mile thing, or you do use public transportation. You have in a sense, one app that guides you from one vehicle into the other vehicle, and it's all one system, and here seamlessly is really important, and it should be super simple. The future car also arrives and disappears when you need it. and it should not be and sit around in cities. But I think the future is definitely not that you say there's only a good future if you ban all cars. I think this would be something we would terribly miss.
I think so. Another point, today we spoke many times about responsible leadership. So designing a car like this, I'm sure it's a leadership experience as well. How do you get your engineers, your designers, all the people who work at this focused on the vision of this car?
Yeah, it is. Sometimes we give this vision a name. I don't tell you what the name was for the 7
Don't
Series.
tell us.
No,
No, we have to. No, we don't have no secrets here.
We have no secrets in here.
Everything is transparent.
So, the code name was The Privilege. The Privilege. Now, what you have to imagine, creating a vehicle is done with partners all around the world, and it takes 10,000s of people to get a car into production. It's so the miracle of a harmonic vehicle is how you synchronize everybody that is contributing really along those lines. And so it begins that everybody has the same understanding what this vehicle needs to provide. And once you are clear, and I think for the 7 Series, it was clear, it needs to be an exceptional product that has for the first row and the second row something that you have not experienced before, and then the rest comes by itself. Then designers works and technicians works and software comes, and then everything is added together, and the end product is, after a couple of years, something like this.
Thank you so much, Frank.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.